Hello and welcome to another episode of our Let's Play Turtle WoW High Elf Mage Edition. In our last episode, we dinged 22, which means that now we can equip all this gear. We're going to take a substantial increase to our armor. Unfortunately, there's still no stats that we can build off of, but it's progress. Talk to this vendor. There we go. We're gonna sell the grays. Go ahead and sell all our old stuff. This is for cooking. So we'll go ahead actually and we'll do our cooking. Anything soulbound we'll get rid of. So we're good. So we're good there. Is there...
I'm out of range.
Okay. I feel like there should be something. There's gotta be some quest over here that we should be going. Probably up top. I was looking more for like the Hollow's End one, but if we can't find anything Hollow's End, then we'll just go straight into the actual questing. There's a wanted quest, we're not going to grab that.
I need a target. I can't cast that yet.
Let's see.
Hostile moonkin roam in ever-increasing numbers to our east. They once were thought to be gentle, almost mystical creatures. While some continue to hold reverence for them, the safety of Oberdeen forces me to keep a more realistic view. I've received reports that moonkin are being drawn to a large red crystal along Darkshore's eastern mountain range. No one has any idea what that crystal is, or even if it really exists. I want you to locate it over there and report back to me what you find. Farewell.
So today is patch day. We're actually 4 hours pre-patch, or 3.5 hours pre-patch. So we'll be able to get one episode of recording in. And then, unfortunately, we're going to have to be down for, I think it's going to be 8 to 10 hours. Is what is expected. So, it's going to be fun. We're looking at cooking. We'll go ahead and create this first one, and then we'll knock out 15 credits. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this patch. Obviously, there's not a lot of stuff that we can do right away, but you know, creating a new character to do the new challenge or one of the new challenges, to figure out like how we want to respec our mage, if we're gonna respec our mage, like what build we're gonna use. Because right now we're just going with the typical Frost AOE leveling, or just like a single target DPS leveling. But to level Frost, maybe we'll go Arcane or see if Arcane works. The character customizations for different outfits and whatnot will be nice to look at. More like thin soup and then red rich goulash. Alright, so nothing new really there. We have a bunch of clam stuff though. We'll go ahead and probably do the wash the shore stuff. So we'll just head down. We'll just kind of follow this little map that it gives us. We have no real set plan of like how we want to level. We just want to level. Unfortunately, all this zone, or a majority of this zone, is under level. So this questing will be like underwhelming. But at the same time, we're going to be building repetition with Darkness, so that we can get a saber mouth if we want one, and also it's just something for us to do where we're not in too much of a contested zone. Like when we were going into Menethil or what's the other one? Red Ridge slash Darkshire. We can't really quest there. I mean, we can. It's just it's hard. So it makes it easier to just go to a zone that's a little bit lower, and go from there. The main reason why we're doing this is because of all the limitations that we put on ourselves with our experience gain. If we were playing a typical playthrough, then things would be a lot easier. We probably would have been over leveled by now, like if we were using the survivalist ability for tents and whatnot to get all the rest of the experience. Then we'd probably be closer to like maybe 35, honestly, because our time played is pretty high. Let's see. We are at, yeah, so we're at about 31 hours played, which typically is about 30 to 40. So maybe when we do the boring adventure, we'll be leveling a lot faster, even though we're just going to be killing boars. But I was kind of thinking about that, like, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. If I were to go the South Park route, then I think it's a paladin. But if I were to do the hardcore route, I think I'd probably be better off with a hunter. Because I've been, like, my hunters have been doing fairly well on hardcore. It's just a matter of the fact that I do hunters with Vagrant, so that I can't equip the gear. Or not hunters, just hardcore with Vagrant. So if I were to do a typical hardcore, like using gear appropriate for leveling and whatnot, I feel like I'd have a better experience. Even if I were to set some limitations on myself, as long as I'm not doing Warmode and Vagrant, should be fine. Like, maybe slow and steady, I don't know.
What brings you here? You've been a tremendous help here today. We now have a solid chance at unlocking the mystery of why these creatures choose to beach themselves on the coast of Darkshore. The idea that they might be fleeing the area around Teldrassil is disturbing. Should you come across others in your travels, please let me know. Our research here is but in its infancy. On behalf of the Temple of the Moon, please accept this as thanks for the effort you have given. Thank you, adventurer.
Now we can pick up another quest before we head back. But yeah, like, I think if I do like a legit hardcore run, like, without making it difficult, we could probably make it to 60. I've never tried, to be honest. I've just always was like...
A sickness spreads across the Darkshore, gripping the minds and bodies of all it touches. The thistlebears have been hit the hardest by this plague. The once noble beasts are now an instrument of destruction, rabid and frenzied. I may have a cure for this ailment. Take this trap to the forest and lay it on the ground. Any rabid thistlebear that crosses the light shall become docile for a short time. Once the bear is docile, it shall follow you. Lead it back here, adventurer.
Okay, anyways. As I was saying, like, I've never given it an authentic try. Because every time I try to go into a challenge mode, I always just go like, alright, how insane can we make this? Instead of just sticking with the normal one. Because I feel like, one, it's challenging me as a player to see like what I'm capable of doing. But two, it's just more entertaining that way. Like, if I'm just gonna do something that everyone else can do, then one, like, okay, leveling a typical character, I've done before, like just regular leveling on Turtle, and it was fun. But I wanted to do, like, I got rid of that character. I wanted to do one with the challenges, like the slow and steady and everything. And then yeah, I could do it without Warmode and, you know, not have the threat of dying. But then that takes away one of the aspects of, like, now I have to be aware of my situation, or, like, my surroundings. Like, for those of you who have been keeping up with the series, we haven't been ganked since we were in, well, wetlands, we were targeted, but we haven't actually been ganked since Red Ridge. And that could be a number of things. It could be because we are just not in the area where Horde are leveling. It could be the fact that now we're a higher level, so that we're able to escape things a little bit more easily. Why is this not engaging? Okay. So we lost that tag. We're kind of fighting the MS right now. Like, for those of you that are unaware with the status of the TWAL servers, going into this pre-patch, there's been a lot of issues with Cloudflare, and then if you're a US player like I am, your connection in general is just going to be a higher ping. But like we have instances where where we're just spiking for no real reason. So hopefully that smooths out after the patch, and for sure I hope that it smooths out going into the Turtle Wall 2.0, like when we actually get the Unreal Engine and everything. I think it's Unreal Engine 5. Like once we get the major update, I'm hoping everything smooths out. Because if I were to go back to how I used to play, where I was focused on PvPing, this would be unbearable. Like I would need to have response time, be able to react to everything. But that's kind of like my only complaint about the servers, is just the fact that everything's hosted in the EU, so, you know, we're not going to be able to enjoy, even with the VPN, you know, we'll still have trouble connecting and whatnot. But, yeah, as I was mentioning before, I think just a typical hardcore character for the boring adventure will be fine. I could just do the regular boring adventure. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll do a boring adventure with, like, I don't know. I really don't. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, how I can make it challenging by doing stuff without making it torturous on myself. Like, if I were to add in the boring adventure to this one, this leveling would take forever. I'm sure I can find an optimal route to do it. Like, obviously I wouldn't be here. I would be in Dunmorrow. Is Red Crystal over here? Where's Red Crystal at? This way. We're just gonna go and skip past out most of this. I'm trying to
I can't cast that yet.
get out of this zone as quickly as possible. It's not that I don't like it. It's not a bad zone. I'm just kind of like, I'm sick of being this level. Like, I know we just hit 22, but it feels like we spent forever on 21. We've been running around back and forth constantly, and I just kind of want to, you know, actually finish the game, for lack of a better terms. Like, we should be struggling in STV or in, what is that? Arathi Highlands by now. Alright, we are looking for 2 more Moonstalker runs. Or just Moonstalkers in general. And then we gotta do the Rapid Dire Bear, but I'm sure we can do that like lower. If I remember correctly, this turtle mount scales based off of your level, like your speed. So I think it's like based off your level, your player level, as well as your riding level. And if that's the case, hopefully we start, going through faster. I just gotta remember that I have the mount. Like I've been pulling it out, but I gotta remember that Classic has the whole issue with dismounting. Like it doesn't for Vanilla or like retail WoW. Whenever you cast an ability, it'll automatically, or like engage in combat, you can automatically fight. Whereas with Classic WoW, you have that it's not really a hitbox issue. It's more like a hit reg issue. So like you just ignore everything, which is fine. It's actually more optimal in some senses, but there's times where like I want to do things and it won't let me dismount. Alright, this rain... That's the ambience. I apologize for you guys having to deal with that. I was hoping it would have stopped at some point, but I guess not. And then here we go, dealing with the lag again. Maybe because of the time of day it is, you don't have to wait for this to respawn. I am seeing a corpse here, so it's not promising, but there's people around. I forget who I'm looking for over here.
I'm out of range.
He was looking at her. Oh, damn it.
I can't cast that.
Okay. So we're gonna have to just wait for her to respawn. I think that's like a 5-minute thing. In the meantime, we'll just go on kill these Night Stalkers and see what else we can do down here. I think we might be able to get a rapid dire bear in this area. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're... Where did the bear trap go? There we go. There's a Moonstalker right there. There's another right there if needed. Too bad I can't control the bear to actually attack.
Charging.
Okay, we're still dealing with the shortage here.
I can't cast that.
Hello. Then it just randomly pauses.
That ability isn't ready.
If we were doing a hardcore playthrough, we definitely would have stopped already. I'm not gonna be dealing with this lag while trying to level.
That spell isn't ready.
Surely one of these has to drop it. There we go. I think the annoying part is because this is all for, you know, love of the game. Like, we could skip this area and just head down.
I can't cast that.
I'm not seeing Anya over here. Nice. If I had timestamps enabled, make it a little easier to track. I she is. Uh-oh. I'm not getting going into this. I feel like I should pop the health font, but I don't know. I'm gonna be a little annoyed if I come back and I'm dead.
Can't cast that yet.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Inventory is full.
Granted, we didn't die, but we almost did. That's not something that I want to be dealing with. It just jumped to 1600 or 1700. That's insane. What sucks is, like, I'm probably gonna get slingshotted all the way back. What'll most likely happen is as soon as we get back to the village, I will go ahead and just end this episode. We got some stuff done, not a lot. I mean, we did 4 quests, which that's enough. But I mean, we didn't do it a lot as far as like RPing increasing and everything.
How may I help?
Our work has only just begun, adventurer. Are you prepared for your next task? As I had feared, the cure does not work. It saddens me greatly to order the death of any of nature's beasts, but the sick and tainted thistle bears must be put down. Return to the forest and destroy 20 rabid thistle bears, adventurer. It will most certainly not put a stop to the plague, but it will slow down the damage the animals are doing to our forest and its inhabitants for a short time.
Hello.
So our ping keeps going up, but for some reason we're able to maneuver around and interact with things, so that's interesting. Still not gonna discourage me or like encourage me to keep going after this. There's a lot of stuff right there. I feel like I don't have room to sell anything. I'm gonna have to hit an auction house up. I mean, I guess I could sell the food I made. Yeah, we're gonna need an auction house. But as I was saying, I'm not really discouraged from playing right now. I just want to... This is probably going to be the end of it before the patch. Because it does come out in a few hours.
Adventurer? Fascinating. Anyway, your task has been well executed. Good work. What exactly is this crystal? This is but a single question in a sea of questions. Another question that comes to mind is why the Moonkin would be drawn to this object. Is the crystal benign in nature, or does it hold a more sinister purpose? I have many more questions, but we're going to need to examine that crystal closely to get some answers. Use this empty vial and fill up on some Moonwell water here in Aberdeen. Such potent magic should provide a clue as to the composition of the crystal. To do that, you'll pour the liquid over the crystal. It should take care of the rest. While I don't anticipate anything bad happening to you, I still want you to be careful. Above us to the east is Felwood. If that crystal is tied to that place as I suspect it is, then it could prove to be very dangerous. Be careful.
Okay. We are going to go ahead and end it here. I appreciate you guys tuning in as always. I hope you guys have checked out my recent short for the patch notes that are coming out today. The server will be, or the patch will go live in about 3 hours, or at least maintenance will commence in about 3 hours. It's going to be a 10-hour window, I believe. 8 to 10 hours is what they're planning for maintenance. Okay, so yeah, so in 3 hours, so 6 a.m. my time, servers will go down for an 8 to 12 hour period, and then servers will be back up about 6 p.m. ish my time. But yeah, like I said, if you haven't checked out the short already, I go over like the main key things. There's a few things that I didn't cover, like little bug fixes, and whatnot. But like the main aspects, I covered over it. And I'm probably gonna try to do a little bit more short form content. We are getting close to 100 subscribers, which is actually, it's not that big of a deal, but it's insane considering, one, this channel is 14 years old, was completely abandoned for the longest time, and then in the last 3 months is when I decided to start growing it. And since I've been uploading daily, we went up about 70 subscribers, which is crazy. Especially since, I'm gonna be honest, the initial videos were kind of rough. It was just kind of me seeing what sticks, making a little project for us to just get in the hang of doing things. But now I feel like we're getting a little bit more comfortable with our commentary. We have people that are engaging in the community as far as like comments and whatnot, so I appreciate those of you that have been engaging with every video, and I hope that continues. Hope you guys have a good one. See you in the next.